All right, it's 6:30. I'm going to call this meeting of the Champaign County Board Facilities Committee to order. If we could get a roll call, please.
Banish Theranot. Here. Wiggs. Wilson.
Here.
Crane.
Here.
Furtado. Greer.
Here.
Hanauer Friedman.
Here.
Lakshan.
Here. Thank you. We have quorum. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda for the facilities meeting? Moved by Carolyn, second by Ellie. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. I can get an approval of the minutes from the April 8th, 2025 facilities meeting. Moved by Ben, second by Beth. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Do we have any public input for tonight? No. Seeing none, moving on to board communications. Any communications this evening? No? Mr. Wilson, go ahead.
Hey, tomorrow is the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. Tomorrow. 80th anniversary.
Thank you for that. Anything else? All right. Moving ahead to new business. Update and approval of ITB 2025-004, the Juvenile Detention Center lockable doors.
So we had 3 successful companies show up for the walkthrough, 2 successful bids, I should say. They're pretty close and similar in price. I would suggest obviously the lower one, Valley Security. I believe it's the second one in my packet at least. Mostly just for price, and they also did show up for the bid opening. The second group was on time and handed off, but they just ironically were not there. So.
Does anybody have any questions on those? So, can I get a motion? Could you repeat again which of the bidders you supported?
Valley Security, the second one, is the
Okay.
more cost-effective option.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the Valley Security bid for the lockable shower doors for the JDC? That's Jeff Wilson. Second by Ben. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, that passes. Okay, next up on the agenda, we have an update on the HVAC unit replacement at the Juvenile Detention Center.
Unit 1 is which one this one's going to replace. We originally thought, since it is a 22-year-old unit, we're already having parts fail. It makes the most sense to just replace the unit. After further review and getting quotes back and forth, as you can tell, the price is probably close to double what I was expecting or anticipating. But it's a volatile market that we're in right now, and the large portion of that is 2 of the companies we talked to said they are putting in tariff costs because they cannot foresee when they're going to have an order. This is actually a 12-week lead time, I believe. But long story short, that's why these prices are so significant. We were planning on, or I was planning on having this potentially get pushed through, but after reviewing further with Chris Smith and Building and Grounds, I think we're going to try to actually do a part replacement instead. Due to the tariff cost, I shouldn't say cost, the markup, because it's unknown. It just makes more sense for us to try to do a costly repair now if we're just going to be spending that in markups. So the repair itself, roughly $5,000 or less.
And this was one that we had budgeted to come from ARPA spending. So that will keep those, I guess, funds available and costs under control there too. If that is what you believe is the best way to handle it at this time, I trust you on that. Beth, do you have question on it?
Do we have an amount, that's for the repair work, right? Not the part or parts?
That's for everything. So we think the part itself would be maybe 2,000 or so with labor and recharge and everything. It'll be about 5,000. We're ballparking it, but 5,000 is for the full repair, time, labor, everything. The cost to replace would have been closer to 50.
Daniel?
What's the repair?
It's a good question. We believe it's one of two things, but more than likely it's the compressor for an RTU.
Carolyn?
So how, with the repair, how long do you think we would have for the life of it? So,
That's hard saying. It's a 22-year-old unit. My logic behind this was going in, obviously it's a 22-year-old unit, let's replace it. But with 20, 30, 40% of the markup for a new unit, it makes more sense. Even if it saves us a year or two, it is money in the bank at that point. So for $5,000, we might as well just do the repair. But I would hope, 5 years, 10 years in a dream world, but
I guess I'll say the one consideration though is that the ARPA spending won't be available like 5 years down the road, whereas it is now. So do we take the savings of the repair and move more projects forward? And then, yeah, that makes more sense to, I'm seeing nodding heads in here. Yes, all right. Any other questions or comments on the HVAC unit? Great, okay. Moving on, we can cover update on ITB 2022-009, the Satellite Jail Consolidation Project. I'm sorry, I should say the Pope Jail Consolidation Project. I'm trying to get used to that.
project is pretty well coming to a close. They've went through a couple punch list items. We do have a change order for the foundation work. That has begun for the most part. Obviously with the weather, that's kind of put a stall on it. Inmates have been returned to the jail to the fullest capacity that we can. To my knowledge, when speaking with Captain Vogue, she was saying that the only reason why we don't have any back is for staffing purposes. We just legally cannot have any more. But outside of that, I believe everybody's back now. Project has went very well. There's a couple of kinks that we've learned about this morning, even with IT, but for the most part, the project's doing really well.
Ben?
I will say I was in the jail last week, and the Sally Port, the intake, and the booking looks fantastic. It really looks cleaned up. It looks nice.
Any other comments, questions on that? Daniel?
What were the kinks that you guys found today?
It's actually minor. So there's one of them was that IT, they had some old equipment they pulled off the wall and they've got to replace that for the most part. I wouldn't say replace, but clean up. A couple of lock issues, like that's what my staff's actually working through, is changing out the cylinders so this way all the new key system gets changed over. Just, it's minor things like that. It's nothing that's going to be too major.
Any other comments, questions on that? I wasn't sure if that was a question, Stephanie. It's a bug.
A
All
bug.
right. Let's see, moving on, we've got an update on ITB 2023-005, the Bennett Building Renovation Project elevators.
We officially have all 3 elevators turned over to us at this stage. All paperwork has been filed with the fire marshal, the state fire marshal. We have not received anything, but for the most part, we've got the preliminary paperwork. So we can have staff and public for that part could ride the elevators if they were open to the public. We do have to, we're going to do a walkthrough for a punch list here next week or the week after. And then outside of that, it's just flooring going in. But that project is coming to a close. I think maybe it'll be on the agenda for next month just to say it's closed. But after that, we should hopefully be good.
And I know you're in the building now, correct?
Correct. I was going to do an update for the plaza But yes, it is.
Okay.
I am in the building now.
Oh, that's right. We'll move on to the full update next. Any questions on the elevator specifically? Stephanie?
Congratulations.
Now, is the only thing holding them from being open to the public, you said, is that the fire marshal part? Okay.
Yeah, it's a signage issue, and we're
Right.
still working through that.
All right.
So.
Thank you. All right, we can move on to the update on ITB 2022-008, the Bennett Building Renovation Project General Update.
As mentioned previously, I'm in the building now. The 5th floor is completely full. The 4th floor is completely full. So county executive office is on 5th. Sheriff's office is filled 4th. They've actually pulled in their 2 EMA staff from MetCAD. And then we have GIS on 3rd and VAC on 2nd with the lower level full as well with the sheriff staff. So not quite hit the 50% mark, but we're getting there. Moving is going well. There's some hiccups, but we're learning from them. So it's getting smoother and smoother.
I know all of you have probably seen the emails that Michelle Jett has sent out about tours. I hope you're taking advantage of those. I've signed up for one later this month because I have not seen the building in its mostly complete state here, but it's been really interesting to watch the process all along, and it looks really gorgeous from what I've seen. So thank you for that. Any other questions, comments from the board? All right. That was really quick. I have no other business. Does anybody else have any other business? Sorry, what's that, Ben?
One question, Eric. The old downtown jail, is it being inhabited by anybody, or is it completely vacant? What's the status on that?
Last I was told, the sheriff had 1 staff member over there, and that was just more so to direct the public that walk through there. Outside of that, if that person has moved over, I can't say with confidence. But outside of that, yes, it's pretty well vacant. And honestly, we've taken it over to store stuff there in the lower level, just for honestly our junk and stuff that we don't know whether we're getting rid of yet. But it is almost a vacant building at this stage.
And is that a demo project?
That is.
What's the time frame on that?
Hoping for next year, assuming funds stay there, maybe the year after, but we're shooting for next year. Since it's downtown, we just don't want to leave it vacant for long.
Jeff?
Thank you. What are our thoughts on MetCAD? Their plans for that building?
We've had preliminary talks, and I know that they've shared interest in it. I've sat down with Ralph and Jeff on multiple occasions. They're bringing it to their board. The thought is and hopeful, because both parties are in agreement, that we would like to try to sell the building to them in some capacity. Yes, I don't know how to phrase that. I believe they're with the city, but they're more of an entity because the multiple counties they share. But yes, that's the hope. Go ahead, Steve.
Executive Summers.
Excuse me. Yeah, there are multiple entities, but MetCAD is under control of City of Champaign. So it would be City of Champaign that would make the purchase if they choose to do so. We're hoping that they will.
All right, any other business? I think we're good. No presiding officers report. Our next meeting is June 3rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. We are still here in the Brookins building for that meeting, unless you hear different, but I'm 99% sure we are still here for that meeting. The designation of items to be placed on consent agenda, I just have item 6A. And seeing nothing else, we are adjourned at 6:44 p.m.